are recording. We are. Hello.
Yes.
Hey. Week 4. We're halfway done. Well, after today, we'll be halfway done. Or no.
No, it's a 6-week course.
It's a 6-week course.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
last week we were halfway.
Holy moly, we're smoking. Yeah, this week we're going to talk about vinyasa. So vinyasa is, we talked about Ashtanga last time, and vinyasa is just a style of movement or yoga, asana, that we use that is connected to breath. I had a teacher that used to teach the sun salutations, 1 breath, 1 movement, and that's why we count the breaths in Surya A and Surya B. You'll hear me say, inhale, float your arms up, exhale, forward fold, because each movement has a breath. Sometimes you'll hear a teacher say, move through your vinyasa, which is basically just from that downward dog, move to plank, you lower halfway, upward dog or cobra pose, downward facing dog. Vinyasa really is just the transitional movement in between the actual static poses that we end up holding for about 5 breaths. So today we're going to start with a class. We're going to start with a review of all the things that we learned. Surya A, Surya B, Padangusthasana. Padangusthasana, that's the toe grabbing, sticking your hands on your feet, so that forward fold. We're going to do Warrior 1, which we do in Surya B. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. We're going to take the revolved poses, like revolved triangle, revolved extended side angle. And then we are going to conclude that sequence with Warrior 2. So that's the open standing sequence where we face a wall. And then we'll take triangle pose and extended side angle. So that's how we'll move through. And then we'll add on a couple more poses. We've got tree and then some seated poses. I'm really excited to move into that with you. Do you have anything you want to share from last week or any questions that you might have? Onto a comfortable seat. Close your eyes or take a soft gaze towards the floor. Last week we worked on that Ujjayi breath. So just take 3 natural breaths in and out through your nose. Maybe every inhale you remember to soften your belly. Every exhale, you draw your belly button towards your spine and up towards your diaphragm to release all the air from your lungs. One more like that. And take that oceanic sound of the breath as you subtly constrict the base of the throat so you can control the volume of air which enters your lungs and the volume of air which exits. Creating those wave-like sounds or Darth Vader breath or like you're fogging up a mirror, but we keep the lips sealed and we let the breath come in and out through the nose. So we'll take 10 Ujjayi breaths together. When you're ready, take a full breath in. Exhale it all out. Continue on your own. Every exhale, grounding you deeper into the floor. Every inhale, inviting in newness, clean oxygen, and nutrients to nourish your body and mind. The synchronicity and evenness of the breath to bridge together the body and the mind to body. 10 bends are complete. Bring your hands to heart center, cross touching. We'll open the sound of home. Take a full breath in. Place your hands to your thighs. Let your eyes open, just like gaze. How did the breath feel? Just to kind of silently pause. Feeling less frenetic. Sometimes it's just the breath, it's really amazing. Alright, so when you're ready, come to Samasthiti at the top of your mat. We'll stand tall. I like to keep my blocks at the top of the mat on the highest height because we might need them for the poses as we move forward. And we're going to take 3 rounds of Surya A. We'll take 2 rounds of Surya B. And I'll do the first 1 to 2 rounds with you, and then you'll do the final one on your own, okay? And then the rest I'll practice with you. So we'll come to Samasthiti at the top of our mat. Stand with your feet beneath your hips, or maybe feet together. Relax your arms by your side, and feel your buttocks flesh descend as the crown of your head ascends. Inhale, float your arms up and over your head, touch your palms, gaze up at your thumbs, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, Bhujangasana or Cobra Pose. Draw your shoulder blades down your spine, heavy your feet into the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll hold here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, gaze between your feet or at your navel. Inhale. Exhale, spread your fingers wide, press through your finger pads. Inhale. Exhale, lift your sits bones up and back. Inhale. Exhale, feel your side body flesh lengthen. Final breath in. Final breath out. On an inhale, bend your knees to hop or step forward, half lift through your trunk. Exhale, fold deep over your legs. On an inhale, sweep your arms out and up to rise, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Exhale, your hands down by your side, Samasthiti. One more time together. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, hop or step back into plank and lower halfway or all the way, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adha Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1, let the head or neck relax. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees to hop or step forward, half lift your spine. Fold deeper over your legs on the exhale. And as you inhale, sweep your arms out and up to rise, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands. Gather your hands down to heart center, release your arms by your side, Samasthiti. Once on your own, inhale, float your arms up and over your head, Urdhva Hastasana, nice kid. Exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms and hop or step back into plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Upward dog or cobra pose. Nice, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog as you exhale. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Nice, Cassandra. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Good, Alice. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good, Chelsea. Inhale, bend your knees to hop or step forward and half lift through your spine. Fold a little deeper over your legs and sweep your arms out up to rise or to Vastasana. Release your hands down by your side. Samasthiti. Surya B, I'll do one with you. So this one moves a little quicker. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana chair, touch your palms, gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale, fold over your straight leg, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, hop or step back to plank, lower halfway or all the way, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, ground your left heel, and as you inhale, float your arms above your head, gaze up at your thumbs, warrior one, hips square to the front of the room. As you breathe out, surround your right foot with your hands, step back into plank and lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot between your hands, round your right heel, rise all the way up, Virabhadrasana A, warrior one, palms touch, gaze up. And as you breathe out, surround your left foot with your hands, step back into plank and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Let the spine feel long. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, bend your knees to hop or step forward, half lift through your spine. Fold even deeper over your legs. Sit back into Utkatasana chair on the breath in, palms touch. As you exhale, straighten through your legs, release your arms by your side, Samasthiti. On your own, sit back, Utkatasana chair. Exhale to fold over your legs, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way. Keep the elbows close to your ribs. Yeah. Bhujangasana or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands, ground your left heel, and rise up for Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Track your knee in for your ankle. Yes. Exhale, surround your right foot with your hands, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway or all the way. Upward dog or cobra pose, downward facing dog. Step your left foot between your hands, ground your right heel, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Nice, Cassandra. Exhale, frame your left foot, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, good, Alice. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Keep the hands here. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Feel your heels yearn for the floor behind you as your sits bones lift higher. Exhale, 5. Inhale, bend your knees to hop or step forward, half lift through your trunk. Fold a little deeper over your legs. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana chair, touch your palms. Straighten through your knees, release your arms by your sides, Samasthiti. Bring your hands to your hips. Step into your right foot and step your left foot to the back of the mat so you can ground your heel. Bend through your right knee. Pull your right hip crease back, left hip forward, and float your arms up and over your head. Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. I'll hold for the first 2 and then watch you for the last 3. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down your spine, gaze up at your thumbs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Track your knee over your ankle. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Beautiful. Take your hands back down into your hips. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Pause here. Step into your left foot. Step your right foot to the back of the mat, round your heel. Bend through your left knee. Float your arms up and over your head as you maintain the squareness through your hips. Feel the top of your buttocks slash melt down the back of your leg. Track the left knee over the ankle. Gaze up at your thumbs, but relax your shoulders away from your cheeks. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Nice, Chelsea. Last breath in. Last breath out. Bring your hands back to your hips and step your right foot forward. Lean into your right foot. We'll step the left foot to the back of the mat again. Round your heel. This time we'll keep our right leg straight. This is why it's nice to have the blocks at the top of the mat, so if you want, you can scoot a little forward. Keep your right hand on your hip for now. Float your left arm up to the sky. We did this a little different last week, but it's nice to go in different ways. As you exhale, start to fold forward and twist to the right. Bring your hand to the outside of your foot or to the inside of your foot on that block. When you've got yourself prepared, firm up through your outer hips, grow from that station hips and out through the crown of your head, so that as you exhale, you can twist from right above your navel to the right. Turn your chest a bit more, yes. Now float your right arm to the sky. And if it feels safe for your neck, gaze up at your thumb. If it doesn't, look down at the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Keep the knees lifted. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. This looks beautiful, ladies. Last breath in. Last breath out. Bring your right hand back to your hip. Squeeze the glutes together. That'll keep the hips firm. And then float your left arm back up to the sky. As you step your left foot forward, bring your left hand to your hip. Sounds sleepy. Stand on your left foot. Step your right foot back, round your heel. Square your hips to the front of the room. Float your right arm to the sky. The trick here is to keep the kneecaps lifted so that the quads feel engaged and the outer glutes draw together and down the back of your legs as you exhale to twist and fold. Bring your hand down to a block on the inside or outside of your foot. Lengthen from your station hips out through the crown of your head, maybe even lengthen through your elbow. And as you exhale, twist a little deeper so that your sternum faces the left side of the room. Float your left arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Stay exactly as you are. It's perfect. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring your left hand back to your hip. Gaze at the floor if you aren't already looking there. And squeeze through the glutes as you float your right arm alongside your ear. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Bring your hand to your hip. One more pose. Stand on your right foot. Slide the ball of your left foot to the back of the mat. So we're kind of finding a high lunge. So instead of warrior one with the heel grounded, the back heel is lifted. Keep your right hand on your hip and lengthen through your left arm. Same idea. As you exhale, twist all the way to the right, and then hook your elbow to the outside of your knees. Stack your hands in prayer. Now you have the option to stay here if you'd like, or if it feels nice, you can bring your fingertips to the block or the floor as you float your right arm first to the sky, and then up and over your head. Inhale. Firm up through your outer hips. Exhale. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, 2. Bring your fingertips towards me, the top of the room. Exhale, 3. Palm facing the floor. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Lift that right arm up. Bring it back to your hip. And then float the left arm up to the sky, face forward. Bring your left hand to your hip as you step your left foot forward. Last step. Step into your left foot, slide your right foot back. Keep your left hand on your hip, float your right arm to the sky. As you exhale, twist all the way to the left, reach long and diagonal to the corner of your room as you hook your elbow and stack your hands in prayer at first. Lengthen from your back heel and out through the crown of your head. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Bring your hand to the floor or block. We'll first take our arms wide into a T. Then float the left arm alongside your ear, fingers facing me at the top of the room. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Palm facing the floor. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath. Exhale, 5. Float the left arm up. Bring your hand back to your hip. Squeeze the glutes to float your right arm alongside your ear. Ooh. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Bring your hand to your hip. And release your arms by your side. Stay here for just a full breath in and out through our nose. Bring your hands to your hips and either hop or step your feet as wide as your wrist creases come out. So we're just setting up for warrior 2. We're gonna face the left wall, yeah. Nice. Yeah, we'll bring our hands back to our hips. Turn your right toes to the top of your mat and turn your left toes in a smidge. Bend through your right knee and float your arms out wide. Virabhadrasana B, warrior 2. Key here is to track your right knee over your ankle and to relax your shoulders away from your ears as you keep the shoulders directly stacked over your hips. Yes, yogis. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Gaze over your middle finger and soften your face. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Straighten through your right leg. Cut your hips to the back of the room. Reach long through your right fingertips. Bring your hand to your shin, the floor, or a block for Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Yeah. The key here is to scoop the pubic bone forward. Let the buttocks flesh melt down the back of your left thigh as you lengthen from your sits bones out through the crown of your head. Turn your right chest a little more to the left. Pull your shoulder blades back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Maybe we gaze up at our thumbs or down at the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. If you're looking up, look down at your right foot. Bend through your right knee. You can keep your hand on the floor of that block, or if you'd like to, you can bring your right forearm to your thigh as you sweep your left arm up and over your ear to the front of the room and find an extended side angle. So squeeze the glutes, draw the pubic bone a little bit more forward. And then Cassandra, turn your right heel towards the brick wall that you're facing. Yeah, good. Pull the shoulder blades back, broad over your collarbones. Either gaze at your armpit or at your thumb, or look down towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath in. Last breath out. Lift yourself up to warrior 2 the way we started. Straighten through your right knee. Pivot your toes to the long edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. And as you bend your knees, you can heel to your feet together or hop your feet together underneath you. Then we'll face the top of our mat again. We're going to change the direction that we face today. We'll step our right foot back this time. Find that big starfish pose. We're going to face the window wall. Yeah. Take your arms out wide. And then just kind of line up the outer edges of your ankles with the creases of your wrists. And once you've found that, bring your hands back to your hips. Turn your left toes to the top of your mat. Turn your right toes in a smidge. Bend through your left knee. track it over your ankle, and float your arms out wide. Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2. Gaze over your left middle finger. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips as you stack your left knee over your ankle. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Ensure that that front foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Exhale 3. Inhale, nice Alice. Exhale 4. Last breath in. Last breath out. Inhale as you lengthen through your left leg. Cut your hips gently to the back of the room. Reach long through your left fingertips. Bring your hand to your shin, the floor, or a block. Float your right arm to the sky. Feel your left rib cage spin a little bit more towards the right as you pull your shoulder blades back, draw the pubic bone forward, and lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale. Exhale 1. Gaze up at your hand or look down at the floor. Inhale. Exhale 2. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Stay exactly as you are. Bend your left knee, track it over your ankle, float your right arm up and over your ear. And if you'd like to bring your left forearm to your thigh for more support, you're invited to do so long as the left outer knee draws towards the wall to your left. Inhale. Exhale 1, either gazing at your toes or at your armpit or thumb. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Last breath. Exhale 5. Bring your right hand back to your head. Lengthen through your left leg as you bring your left hand to your head. Parallel through the outer edges of your feet. Heel toe or hop your feet together underneath you. And we'll come to stand at the top of our mat. How are you feeling? You feel you kind of have the hang of those poses? If someone said triangle pose in yoga class, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's this one. Kind of. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, I think are kind of easy to remember. So we are going to take an open standing balancing pose called Vrikshasana or tree pose. It's like the very, it's like the poster of yoga, the poster pose of yoga. So there are several ways that we can do this. We'll start standing on our right foot. If balance is something that might be finicky for you, standing against a wall is always encouraged, or just taking your foot to a different level. So I'm going to start with my hands on my hips. I'm going to just demo really quick. I'm going to stand on my right foot while I'm mirroring you. So I'm going to stand on my left foot, but you'll pretend it's right. And option 1 is to actually keep the ball of my foot or my toes on the floor with my left foot. The other option is to bring the sole of my left foot to the inside of my right shin. The third option is to grab a hold of my ankle and help guide my foot to the inner seam of my left thigh. So when I arrive here, or in any pose, it's not just that I'm going to press this foot into that leg. I want my leg to press back into that foot. A common misalignment that we see is letting the hip kind of fall out to the side, and then it's trying to find this balance. So a lot of the times, it's not just the foot that needs to be balanced. There's this dual action of your foot pressing into your leg, and your leg pressing into your foot, while simultaneously energetically drawing the bent knee towards the wall behind you to broaden your pelvis, and simultaneously descending the buttocks left. You're squeezing the butt, and I'll turn around just to show you. You're squeezing the butt, and then melting the buttocks flesh down. And by simply just doing that, I don't even have to give you the cue for your upper body. The spine follows suit. But if the spine doesn't feel like it does, then what you can do is just gently lift through the crown of your head, find subtle broadness through your collarbones, bring your hands to prayer. Or if you feel comfortable enough, you can bring your palms up and over your head. We'll hold this for 5 breaths. So because it's a pose that requires drishti, we talked about that last week, right? Like a focal point, which is either at eye level or down on the floor. And I think it was Karen who said, you know, it's so funny when I'm in a Warrior 1 and I look up at my thumbs, I start to lose balance. In a tree pose, you can look up, but To maintain balance on one foot, it's even harder than 2 feet. So I like to keep my dristy or my focal point diagonally towards the floor. So it's like creating a right angle, and the opposite angle from me would be 30 degrees. And I just gaze down at the floorboard. I'll find a spot, or I'll find a crack, I'll find a fuzz. Sometimes it's just I'm looking at a fiddle leaf, whatever it might be. So I'm gonna move out of the way, and we're gonna count for 5 breaths so that you have a dristy point that's not moving. So I'm standing in the front, and you're looking at me, it'll be hard to maintain balance. So find a dristy point that's not moving, and when you're ready, stand on your right foot. You can either bring the sole of your left foot to your inner shin, above your knee into your thigh, or you can keep your toes balancing on the earth. Now when you do arrive, find a dual action between your foot and your inner leg. Maintain that. Take your left knee a little wider so that the knee looks at the brick wall. Bring your hands to your hips, and then ensure that you're firming up through the outer glutes, melting the buttocks flush down the back of your standing leg. Lift through your sternum subtly, lift through the crown of your head. Stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, I forgot to give the option. You can bring your hands to prayer if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Always have the option to put the arms up. It's up to you. Exhale. 4. Last breath. Exhale. 5. Nice work. Release the sole of your left foot to the floor. Bring your hands to your hips. This time we'll stand on our left foot. Step into your left foot. Bring the sole of your right foot to your inner shin, your thigh, or keep the toes on the floor. Find the pressing of the foot into your inner leg and the inner leg pressing back equally. Keep your hips underneath your shoulders, so you're kind of pulling that left hip underneath you a little bit more is by squeezing through the glutes and melting your buttocks much down. Bring your hands to heart center as you broaden your collarbone, lengthen through the crown of your head, and we'll begin counting now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Your foot off of your leg, step your foot to the floor, release your arms by your side. That's awesome. How do you feel tree pose? That was chef's kiss balance. It's wonderful. Okay, so we're actually going to head onto the floor now for some seated poses, and we are on proper time. So we'll start with Dandasana, which is our staff pose. So when you're ready, come to your seat. We'll extend our legs long in front of us. So there's a trick that we can do here. Sometimes the back feels really round because we're sitting on the back of our buttocks flesh. So what I do is I actually reach back and I grab my buttocks flesh and lift it onto my low back so that my sit bone can connect with the floor. Don't spread your butt cheeks. I want you to lift it because it'll lengthen your hamstring. And then I'm going to sit into that glute and then lift the other butt cheek onto my back. So now I feel like I'm a little bit more adjusted. I feel a little bit more tall through my spine. Stamp your hands on the floor next to your seat. Wrap your elbows back, lift through your sternum, lift through the crown of your head, melt your shoulder blades down your spine. Flex your feet so that they draw towards your trunk. Pinky toe and big toe equidistant from your trunk. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Soften the belly for the inhale. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. The next step from here is to float your arms up and over your head. So that was Dandasana, staff pose. We're taking now west facing pose, or otherwise called as Paschimottanasana. Take a moment to breathe in and lengthen your fingertips up towards the sky. See if you can maintain this long spine, and as you exhale, fold over your legs any amount. Reach down with your hands to grab your shins, your feet, the sides of your mat or your pants, whatever you've got. And as you inhale, find another inch of length through the crown of your head. Draw your scapula, your shoulder blades down your spine. That'll flatten your back a little bit more. As you exhale, pull yourself a little closer. It's natural for the back to round when the hamstrings kind of tell us to pause. See if you can find one more inch of length when you inhale. As you exhale, bring yourself a little closer. Let the head hang. Stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. If you've got long arms and you think you can reach your feet, go for it. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Bring yourself a little closer with every exhale. It's like an anchor that draws you deeper. Last breath in. Last breath out. Inhale to lift yourself back up. Take east facing pose now, Prabodhanasana. We'll take our hands back behind us. Let's first do a reverse tabletop for 5 breaths, and then we'll take the traditional position of Prabodhanasana. So we'll step our hands behind us, fingers pointed in the same direction as your feet. And you want to step the arms back just a little further than your bottom. So maybe like 4 to 6 or 8 inches, depending on the length of your trunk. Bend your knees so that the soles of your feet come to the floor beneath your knees. On an inhale, scoop your pubic bone forward and up. And we're really firming up through the outer hips here to get the pubic bone to lift up. Press firmly into your feet, broaden across your chest, let your head fall back, look at the back of the room. Keep squeezing the glutes to lift your pelvis higher. Yes, yogis, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath in. Last breath out. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bend the elbows, lower your seat to the floor. Good. We'll extend our legs out in front of us and just place your hands on your thighs for now. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to demonstrate this pose because it is quite interesting. We forget about the strength of our buttocks flesh to lift our pelvis up. So it's similar to what we just did, except our legs are straight when we do it. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to step my hands behind myself. I'm going to point my toes as far as I can to the front of the room. Same idea as I did when I stepped into my feet, I want to scoop my pubic bone. So just take a moment to look at where my sits bones are now, and then I want to draw my sits bones towards my heels. I'm lifting my pelvic floor, I'm lifting my low belly button flesh in and up. And I'm going to continue to squeeze my glutes to lift my pelvis up and try to get the soles of my feet towards the floor, like my pointed toes towards the earth. Broaden through my collarbones, let my head fall back, and I'd stay here for 5 breaths. Sometimes the hips want to sag, right? They want to be here. So what we do is we squeeze through the outer hips, scoop that pubic bone a little bit more up to get the toes on the floor. To come out of this, I'll tuck my chin, I'll flex my feet, and lower my seat to the floor. We'll come to meet here with our hands on our thighs. Can we try that? Okay. So bring your inner legs to touch if that feels safe for you. Step your hands back behind you. Point your toes to the front of the room as much as you can. Press into the backs of your heels. Scoop your pubic bone forward and up. Feel the low back lengthen. Then press into the back of your heels as you lift your pubic bone further up and the pelvis away from the floor. Broaden your collarbones, let your head fall back. Lift your pelvis even higher. Inhale. Yes, yogis. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Tuck your chin. Flex your feet. Lower your sits bones to the earth. And bring your hands to the top of your thighs. Stay here for just a couple of breaths. Stay a subtlest places in which we grip and we don't even realize it. When you're ready, when you're into a comfortable seat, maybe our legs crossed, Sukhasana, the way we started our class. We are at the 40-minute mark. We'll probably end early tonight. Does that sound good for everybody? Okay, so we're gonna just take Sukhasana again. We'll hold here for 10 Ujjayi breaths. And then we'll turn our body to face the back of the room, toes facing that way, head facing this way. Since there's only 4 of you today, sorry for those who are tuning in, I can come around and give a Shavasana assist. It's just subtle traction of the neck so that just elongate the back of the skull, the back of the neck. I do come around a lavender essential oil. If you're allergic or don't like it, just let me know and I will avoid you. If you don't want to be touched, I will avoid you. Just let me know. Does that sound okay for everybody? It's actually quite pleasant. Before we head in, which is so ironic, is what we were talking about before, we started today's class, which I didn't tell the camera, but my mom crying over my dad, saying he's not afraid to die. It's very interesting. But we spoke about this too, and sometimes the word corpse can be traumatic, so I apologize in advance. But Shavasana does translate to corpse pose because it literally prepares us for death. It reminds us that this body is not, it's perishable, right? But that our true essence, our consciousness, in which we all carry a piece of, it's all the same thing, lives on forever. It's eternal. There is no beginning, there is no end, according to Vedic literature. So when you do come around to give that Shavasana assist, really allow yourself to just be dead weight, effortless, just lay there, almost limp-like, so that it's really easy for me to manipulate the body. And I will say this, as we hold in the body, just having a conversation with someone who's skiing this weekend, or this week, we were talking about the injuries that happen from people who ski, and I watched something when I was really little. There was a gentleman who was skiing, and he fell and his head hit a rock. I mean, he had a helmet on, but it knocked him out. He knocked out right away. And he just continued to tumble, and I think it was like an apple, I don't know, it was bizarre. But he walked away with not a single injury. I mean, other than maybe like a concussion because he got knocked out, but like his bones were intact, he didn't tear any muscles, and it's because he was limp. So he was kind of like a rag doll when he was coming down the slope. And if the people who brace themselves, that end up getting injured. So when you are in that Shavasana, become that limp and that dead weight, so to speak. So that when I do come around to give that Shavasana assist, it just takes you a step further into releasing the things that you can't release on your own. It's nice just to have a little assistance. So come to a comfortable seat. You can turn your palms up or down, whatever feels safest for you. Eyes closed or soft gaze towards the floor. We'll take 10 more Ujjayi breaths here. Breathing in and out the nose, subtle constriction at the base of the throat. Softening the belly for every inhale. Drawing the belly button towards the spine and up towards your lungs for every exhale. And continue like this for 9 more. bolster underneath your knees. Go ahead and do so, but let your neck be free. Let your head rest on the mat. And turn the lights down so they're not flaring or glaring in your eyes. And we will come to rest. Just take a moment to arrive. Moment to scan your body from your toes all the way down, all the way up to the crown of your head. Maybe we'll go section by section together. Ungrip your toes. Relax your feet, the arches. Soften your ankles. Find gentleness at the back of your knees. Soften the tops of your thighs. Relax your glutes, your pelvic floor, your low belly flesh. Feel the breath become a little less deep. But still feeling your belly expand and contract with every breath you take. Soften your shoulders. Soften at the elbows. Allow for a natural curl in your fingertips. Soften your throat. Relax your jaw, even if you have to give it a little wiggle. Let your tongue rest on the bottom of your mouth so that there's a space between the top of your tongue and the roof of your mouth. Soften the space between your eyebrows, your scalp, and even the skin behind your ears. Allow yourself to rest here, fully supported by Mother Earth beneath you, symbolic of us becoming one again with her. your fingers, wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side. And take your time to walk your feet back. Pull onto your side. Pause there for a moment, maybe making a pillow with your hands for your head or upper arm. Press into the floor and slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Your eyes closed or soft gaze towards the mat. When you arrive, gather your hands at heart center. And you'll seal our practice, sacred sound bowl, breathing in together. Bowing to your practice. I bow in gratitude to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? Good?
Good, really good. Yeah, that was good.
The traction's nice.
Yeah, that was so nice.
You all were so relaxed. It's really nice. I was able to get some without, very subtle resistance of any. Kind of just shows us how we move through life without even realizing that there's resistance instead of just letting it be fluid and surrendering to whatever comes our way. Because we really are the last people in control, or just in control in general. None of us have control. We can only control our thoughts and our breath, and maybe our reactions to things, but sometimes not even. Do you have any questions before we conclude? No? All right, well, thank you for those who tuned in. Thank you for those who are here. I'm going to stop the recording.